Mike, you not change your background?
He said, "Fuck you guys. I'm doing what I want to do."
It's supposed to be uniform. We're all supposed to have the same background.
Look, it's the fucking guy, man. Okay?
Welcome back to another episode of Bam Theories, where today, if you haven't realized, we'll be doing a special review. So every Friday, we've been eagerly waiting to watch two shows. We already finished one, which was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But there's another show that's been on our mind and we've been talking about a lot. We haven't talked about it on the show yet. So we're going to do it today. And that show is Canada's favorite, Degrassi. No, I mean, we'll be talking about something else. Mike, do you know what we're talking about?
That shit that's right behind you.
Talking about Amazon Prime's based off the comic written by Robert Kirkman and a bunch of other people. Robert Kirkman of Walking Dead fame.
Yes.
And yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, watch it. I think it's on par with anything that Marvel's been doing, even though it's an animated series. Storytelling is amazing. Animation is amazing. Really reminds me of some of the Warner Brothers
Yes.
like Batman series and stuff.
I was just gonna say
some of the DC stuff. It's just the
same,
animation.
It's the same animator that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the same guy who draws up those DC movies, the animated movies. It's that.
There you go. That makes perfect sense right there.
Yeah.
And yeah, today the last episode aired today has been confirmed for seasons 2 and 3. So we're gonna be in this for the long haul.
Thank God.
And I know it was
Show's
like
amazing.
I knew it was gonna be confirmed for another season.
At least
like just watching it is so good. But just to know for a fact that they're doing 2 more, this is awesome. We purposely didn't talk a lot about this at all on the show because we figured we'd just do like a series wrap up spoiler talk. We're not gonna cover every episode because there's just so many like 8, right?
Yeah,
a lot to talk about. But we'll talk about some of our favorite moments that happened, and just our thoughts and feelings on this. So, Mike, what you got? What you got there?
Oh, I just gotta say this shit. All you people, if you're not ready for something gory, this is probably a very gory cartoon for you fellas. But anyway, this last episode definitely tied in this whole thing where the father's whole thing was on. I knew that guy was lying. I knew he was lying about, oh yeah, we come here to protect Earth. I knew his ass wants to take over Earth. I knew it.
I knew it!
Because it was just the way he was. Why would you just go and just kill basically the most difficult heroes on the planet other than himself? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so what Mike is talking about is
the whole thing is
the very first episode is very the first episode is very it's chill. It's setting up the scene and everything. It appears very wholesome. You got the main character finding his abilities and figuring out the idea of being a superhero, and it's very laid back. It's wholesome. It seems cute in a way, and then like the last 10 minutes just fucks your mind, and it just goes full gory. And you see how like gritty and dirty this show can get. And if you could watch the first episode and not be hooked, then there's something wrong with you. That first episode sold me.
Because it dives into the things that we don't usually see for a superhero show, or maybe a movie, but because that's it's the plot, and then it gets better at the end. But for a series, it's a mind fuck because you're trying to figure out why this Superman powerful type of character is destroying this whole squad of superheroes, and there's no answer to it until the last episode.
Yeah, like shout out to J.K. Simmons who voices the father, Omni-Man, who did an amazing job. And he just proves that he definitely has that voice of an asshole, of a dickhead. Like,
Yeah,
when
the guy say
like, oh, this guy's an asshole.
Dickhead. Asshole.
all voices are on point. All voices. I
Oh yeah,
feel
the
like are
voice
on
work
point.
on this was amazing. You have Steven Yeun who did he was in Walking Dead. He played what was the character he played in Walking Dead again?
Glenn.
Glenn. He played Glenn. Yeah, rest in peace, Glenn. So yeah, voice acting. There's so many surprise cameos, and there's a lot of talent in this show. I
Mark
didn't
Hamill.
realize until actually like a few minutes before we turned this on. I was like, let me look at the cast, and I was like, Mark Hamill was in. Like, you don't even realize like the amount of talent that they brought on to do this show,
Yeah.
and that just lends to how good it was. Like, you don't hear the voice and you're instantly saying, "Oh, I know that." You're just like so involved with the story that like a lot of the stuff was just like just going over my head, and I was watching them and just seeing them as the characters that they're portraying. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nice to progression. I feel like it's also nice the progression of the actual main character of the son, basically, because he goes from couldn't even fly to able to like spin move. He's able to use his power a little more. Granted, it's not up to par yet.
Yeah.
I mean, it causes, and now it gets interesting to know too is that the father finally explains the actual beings that of like what he is, and he says that these things live for hundreds of years. These guys, thousands could, depending on on
Viltrumites.
Yes, there you go.
Sounds like a vitamin, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Like, did you take your Viltrumites today?
Or it kind of sounds like a virus. I mean, it kind of sounds like shit. I got a Viltrumite. Or like a messed up bug or something.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like Viltrumite. Sorry.
Fucking
Viltrumite. Those damn things like mosquitoes. Anyway, but yeah, just because he was able to now explain what they really are, and they're a savage, like ruthless, like like species. Like they just don't care.
Like world rulers, like they come over, they take over the world and then conform it to what they want.
You saw what he did to it. They saw what they were doing to their own species. Like they literally killed off the weak, and made a team of their strongest people, and sent them out to different planets. This is how ruthless these people are. Just to go destroy everything on each planet. Take out the most strongest things you find on the planet, and then just take it over.
So really, the hero of the story is the villain.
He's a menace to the entire city.
Yes.
But to him,
it's crazy.
But he's not.
Like I would say it's on par with I'd say another Amazon show, The Boys, where it gives you an in-depth look on how superheroes are. Like there's always that perception of how like the regular people perceive superheroes. And then there's the truth, like the behind the scenes, and that's cool with Invincible because you get a little bit of both. You get the perspective of how superheroes are viewed, and the general populace like loves them and respects them, admires them. But then you get like the behind the scenes, and you see how the government of Earth, the governments, they have their own superhero squads, but they also, they're monitoring them, and they have like these big jails for housing these villains, and there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff as well. And it reminded me a lot of The Boys with how, if you've seen The Boys, another Amazon show, amazing, and it does a real good job portraying how I would like to think how superheroes would be in real life. And I felt a lot of similarities between this and The Boys. Not as vulgar as The Boys were. It can it can hit a hard R quick, but as far as this is very graphic. Like you're gonna see heads getting torn off, bodies being like
chopped off.
First of all, Invincible. Don't let that name fool you. His ass is not invincible. I'd say in almost every episode he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, like he ends up in the hospital like what 2-3 times.
But that's
Like,
but you know
he
what? And
needs
you know what's
a
funny?
he needs a training montage. That's what he needs.
The father's not been good enough trainer for him. He's just been letting him go. But the kid keeps going on by himself. That's the other problem. Like he's just every time the father wanted to try train him. This kid's just like, no, I gotta go save somebody. Like
See, I don't think it's just that though. I think his father was keeping him at arm's length on purpose because listen, if his father starts to really train him, then what happens if he doesn't go with with his father and his Vegemite views,
which is the problem right
which
now.
is a problem right there. But yeah, like the series had a lot of awesome moments.
Where do you guys think he went? Where do you guys think the father went? Because this guy dipped. He's torn right now. I think he's kind of torn right now. He's torn on two parts. He's torn because he loves his son. Like he really, all right, he beat the shit out of him, but that was out of love. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like for the love of his country, and then he got stuck after he really fucked him up. He got stuck where he's like, damn, I really love this kid though. Like he didn't want to kill him. Because he really had love for him.
That's the thing. Like, what happened? Where did he go? Why did he leave?
Yes.
He was so adamant on like, no, you need to do this, and this is what you're supposed to do.
That's why he's torn.
You need to. Like, I've been here for how many years, and and then he just.
Well, that's the thing. You guys are giving human emotions to someone who's not human. He's an alien. He may look human. He may have a dad stash going on. He's not human. He's a fucking alien, and he has his own way of thinking. And he's like,
that's what I'm saying. Where did he go? He was so on point of this needs to happen, and you need to be with me and do this and take over. And
with how it ended, I think his father just went, and maybe he's gonna try to really.
Dude, he's torn. He's
going to therapy. I don't know. Like he left though because
I think maybe he went and got a
his
whole.
son.
I think he went to go get a whole army.
If that's the case, that's fucked up. But
I don't think he's at that point yet. I don't think he thinks he's at. I think he's torn because if you notice, he has a memory of his son when his son is younger. Memory of his wife. I think right now he's torn between. He's just like, I want to destroy. Like I want to do what I got to do with this planet. At the same time, I don't want to kill my son. I'm doing this. So I think he's torn, but only because of the son. The wife, you're saying fuck the wife. You don't care about the son. He's been around 20 years. The son, he's torn about. And I really feel like that's where he went to go figure this out. Granted, maybe he went to go figure this out. He went to go destroy his own planet. Because this guy, this. He's very weird like that. Because he doesn't want to kill his son. Maybe he wants to go and do something to his planet.
That'd be interesting. Maybe he knows that if he can't do this, they'll come for him. So maybe he's got to take out his planet first before they get to him.
That's a possibility. Like after watching this, I'm tempted to read the graphic novels just to spoil myself. But I kind of want to hold out because just watching it.
They did change things for the series though.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So that's the thing. Like I don't want to know what they changed though because I like this. I like being stuck in this loop of what happened.
Yeah, like I really don't want to have an idea of what might happen next.
Yeah, I don't want to know that.
You know what it is? Like Amazon Prime has done that, but not just this. They also did. I don't know if you guys ever looked at The Boys, but there's like they actually rewrote that too. For the series.
Yeah,
so these series this could be completely knocked off except for maybe like small inches of the actual comic itself. You may not really have much of it.
I think what we learned that there's a difference between what is written and what can be shown on TV. Because some things work and some things don't work. We've seen it a lot in the MCU. We've seen it a lot with the DCU. There's certain things that work better on film and some things that don't work on film. So some changes, but I'm loving everything that I've seen with Invincible so far.
And you've been working on trying to get a live action movie going on too.
That'd be dope.
That's gonna take a lot of effects. Gore.
It would be dope. But I want it after the cartoon. I don't want it like during the cartoon.
Yeah,
let me enjoy this
first of the 3 seasons. Put it after as like kind of like something like a continuation of the 3. You know what I mean? Like something to kind of like end off, or maybe it's like I don't know if they're gonna go 20 seasons with this, but something to really just blow your mind after the third season. I feel would be actually work well. You know, I mean, unless they're gonna do these things like for another 3, 4, 4 or 5, you never know. But because it could do so well, they might want to like Amazon might say, "Oh, look it, take 2 more seasons." You know what I mean? So you
I think
never
it did
really
well.
know how far.
I mean, it already got picked up for 2 seasons on the day of the last episode. So I think it's going to do well.
All right. So, Mike, real quick, 3 scenes in the entire season that really stand out to you.
God.
Dude, the first fight scene was I can't get that in my head off this. When you think about this show, I can't get that scene out of my head. He just demolishes this whole crew, and when I talk about gory, fist right through the head, smashing fucking heads, chopping off heads, everything happens that you would think not happen in a hero series happens in this 10-minute sequence of him just destroying this entire team, like outright, and there was nothing left of this team. Almost, there was just like, and that one scene alone,
Smears of blood.
oh, dude, that one scene alone is probably the most epic scene you're gonna see in this whole series. Then, this last episode is probably where he actually fucks up his son and destroys half the fucking cities they're going through. Literally, you see his ass holding his head and let the fucking train go by. And he's like killing.
I was gonna bring that up on one of mine. It is crazy because for some reasons superheroes always have like something to do with trains in a sense. It's the idea of stopping a train and protecting the people, from a train crashing. You have Superman suspending a part of a destroyed train track and the train going over it. You have Spider-Man stopping the train with his webs. And in this, you have Omni-Man holding his son's head to an oncoming train, and the train rushes by, and you just see all this destruction, and you just see bodies being torn apart.
Oh my God,
it is so
that was
crazy.
The best fucking part of the episode.
Bodies, bro. He just bodied
I saw that coming too. I didn't see the train just stopping after maybe one car. It was gonna they were gonna cut the train in half as it just kept going. And it did exactly that to everybody, and he's just like, "Oh no!" As people are just coming at him, just exploding.
Right before that happened, you get a clear contrast of their characters. Like you can see how Omni-Man thinks. Like we're ants to Omni-Man. He doesn't give a fuck about us.
Mm-hmm.
But his son, he was saying, "Please, Dad, let me go. I need to save them." I think this was, even though he got his ass kicked, this was his defining superhero moment where he kind of just knows, this is what I have to do. Because before it was trying to live up to this image of his father, and now he has to live up to something greater than his father to stop him.
I don't know, man. I don't know who or what is going to stop this dude. And that's why I say I don't think they're gonna get his whole army, because Omni-Man can do it himself. Honestly, he can literally destroy a whole planet by himself. There is nothing but his son that can maybe even an inch of damage to this man. Unless they brought I'm talking about every single fucking probably villain and superhero together.
I don't think he went to go get other Ultraminds, because he might look like a failure on his way out.
That's true.
He was so proud of that. And I had the task to do it myself and take over this planet, and so he was so.
I think he just went to go get a breather.
Now because he.
It's a breather.
All right, and so your 3 choices, your favorite 3 scenes.
Yeah.
Or 3 scenes that just come out.
Definitely the end of the first episode, where he demolished the Guardians of the Globe. The other one was, I don't remember the name of it. It was some lion thing. It was in an office, and he took on
I was gonna say
that white gray lion or whatever, demolished the whole team.
I want to see that lion go against Omni-Man. I think he will give Omni-Man a fucking run for his money, because he literally like by himself. He didn't need those other guys. Took on. I mean, granted, that team is, you know what it is, but he was fucking up Invincible like it was nothing. Invincible was smacking him around like a little bitch.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this guy be a good against the father.
You know what? Maybe because at the end it showed all of those, all like the villains and everyone that they fought or whatever. I think maybe all of them have to team up against Omni-Man.
I can see that happening.
Yo,
You gotta fight him again eventually. Something has to happen.
And that was a fun little montage
up.
at the end of the season. You know, you have Invincible sitting down with like this aliens. Aliens like, so what are you gonna do next? And it just cuts to like, if you think about it, everything's not good on Earth. You know, you still have villains are still there. You got, you know, these other villains are still making their armies. You know,
these villains.
These groups of like cyborgs. You know,
remember that planet that this guy destroyed? They fixed their shit up again, and it looks like they're getting their army back together.
Like
they come to Earth, there's gonna be a big problem.
Yeah,
I mean,
like things aren't like, even with Omni-Man, you know, not there. Things are still fucked up on Earth. There's tons of other villains and tons of other, you know, threats going on.
Their villains will give this guy a run. I don't understand how he's not getting hit with these villains. The last few villains that they've been showing up that have been beating on Invincible, where are these guys been when this guy is supposedly trying to take everybody out? Because once you think you take out the good guys and the bad guys off this planet, because
like it's gonna be
you
interesting.
Don't mean anything though. He knows it's just gonna happen. Like he's gonna take over, so he has no doubts with stuff. So I feel like all of those villains weren't even on his radar until it comes down to it.
Now,
and
if I have to choose,
my third part was where he took the guy's head and he's like, "See, is this you saved this guy?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "But for nothing," and then he just fucking crushed his head.
Yeah, it's
and the train.
It shows you how dark Omni-Man is, like how he views humanity. My three scenes, I love when Invincible made his debut. He had this busted ass costume, but it's such the standard like superhero approach, you know.
Goggles
and a bandana, you know. It was fun, you know. Is it right on the nose? It is, but you know, I love that. It's very campy and like in the best of ways. I love when his father gets trapped on the alien planet at like this alien force, like they came and invaded the city, and then his father went to their planet. And he just cut loose. He destroyed that planet.
The whole planet, basically.
Apparently not fully. Apparently not fully, but almost.
Not fully. But he did fucking damage, and that shit was hilarious. You know, just to see like what he was capable of.
Mm-hmm.
And my third, I'm gonna say when he fought Immortal for the second time, because he gave him a run for his money as well.
Yeah.
And it was a bloody fight. But it goes to show you how like overpowered Omni is. Like I thought he got his eyes gouged out, and his eyes are just red. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like, I was thinking maybe that's how.
Half, bro. That's just...
He cut him. He fucking karate chopped him like
again. The first time he karate chopped him. The first time it was his head, and he took his fucking body in half this time. Yo, they're fixing him though. Yeah, they're fixing him up.
If anyone hasn't gathered, this is not a show for kids at all. There's some swearing, there's no nudity, but there's some suggestive things that happen, because they're teenagers. But man, is this show bloody as hell?
Yeah.
Like
that's why I said gore. That's why when I started this off, I said gore. I mean gore. When you're talking about a comic book,
it would be awesome. It would be awesome to see this live action. How they do it, hopefully the right way, but it's a good thing that it's animated, because to show this much,
you can get away with so much more with animation. It's a lot, you can do so much more with a smaller budget, because if you think about it, the first person he tried to save, that old lady during the alien invasion, and how he just fucked her all up, to do the special effects just for that would be so much, but for cartoon, which was hilarious. Like, he thought he saved the day, and he looks at this old lady, and she's just all like fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, they do not shy away from hurting innocent people. Like if you're
Oh,
in this
no.
show, you're not innocent in the sense that hey, I,
No.
someone's gonna save me from this building falling on me. Nah, that building's
Nope.
gonna fall on you. You're gonna be dead. Like they
Yo,
got
he
no
tried.
policy.
He tried.
There's
If that was
casualties. There's casualties in attempts.
Yeah.
if he was up to par with his father's strength, he would have got that building up. They would have been okay. Because he's not up there yet. That building just outright fell.
He's
You know what I'm
half human
saying?
too, so I don't think he will be up there.
I think it's going to take
Yeah.
a lot more time because obviously the father is a lot older than this guy. He's a lot
think it's
older
gonna-
than this kid.
It's gonna be a collective effort to get Omni-Man. I mean, I don't see any way, shape, or form where it's gonna be like a one-on-one fight, because his father said like the way that they age, once they hit like middle age, they age slower, and I'm assuming that they stay at that current power level,
Mhm.
for a long time. So at right now, if you think about it, his father is at his peak, where Invincible, he's not there yet.
He's not even. It's not even close. Not even.
How fucked
He's
up
like,
is that? Like you stay middle age for like 1,000 years. Like his
Right.
father's gonna look like that for 1,000 years.
It's kind of like
And-
Superman, just nobody realizes
Yeah.
that, But
Yeah.
Superman ages slowly, so and Lois will die, way before he will.
Tear.
but that's why. But this is the reason why this guy even had a son. You know what I mean? Probably the reason why, because he figured his son would live almost as long as him or as long as him. So he has somebody to, do this, take this planet over with. That could actually be a partner. Like he wanted him to be like a partner in the
It's
whole
fucked
deal.
up too, because he was like, I don't care, I'll just have another son.
He said, "What is 17 years?"
You know what it is? He said that because he wanted to hurt that kid's feelings. He loves this kid. You know that. You can
I
see
mean,
it.
I guess the reason why he said that was his humanity was showing, and in order to not feel like a human, he had to do like the complete opposite and be like act like he doesn't care, but he does care. And I
Mhm.
think that's what we're gonna see now. Maybe, who knows? Maybe there's even a redemption arc for Omni-Man. Maybe he kind of realizes I do want to stay with my son. I do love my wife, and he ends up helping them against other Vegemites, whatever the hell they're called.
The Vegemite.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Like I feel like if they're
Viltrumite.
going to, I really feel like if they're going to continue this series on to like 2 more, he's got to switch. He's got to switch over because what really is going to help that planet against that species? Because there's no coming back with no species because those people will literally destroy Earth. They'll literally destroy Earth. They have no chance. If there is, you're talking about, you put 5 guys like Omni-Man on that planet,
Oh, Earth is
planet's
fucked.
done.
Yeah.
Planet's done.
All
You know what
right.
I mean?
So
Imagine an army. You know what I mean?
See, but
I guess
now Omni-Man is, in the eye of the public as an enemy, as a threat to humans.
Yeah, right now.
So
Right now, he can redeem himself. He can redeem himself. Well, if they want to continue, he's probably gonna have to. I feel like this is where, if you want my theory on the way the show is gonna go, Omni-Man is gonna turn head, and he's going to be with his family, and he's gonna go against his own people.
okay.
That's my theory. To go for 2 more series, come on, go 2 more seasons.
I was thinking that too.
Because
I was
to go
thinking
2
that
more
too.
seasons, because if he's gonna stay on that rampage,
There may be
There's
a
no
little
way-
struggle. There may be a little struggle here and there in the beginning of like the next season or so, but yeah, I think maybe he'll fight along them and preserve the planet, I guess.
All right. My theory for the next season is a lot more simple. I think we're gonna see another costume. That's it. Another outfit change.
Yeah, dude was working on
He
something.
was working on something, so that's all I'm hoping for.
You notice the title, just like The Walking Dead, it was kind of clean, and then as episodes went on, it got more grittier and dirtier.
He's getting more bloody, and yeah.
well,
I noticed
you
that.
look at it. You look at it. This series is just getting more and more grittier. I mean, more and more blood you see.
I noticed
you
that 'cause,
literally-
like the last episode, I could barely even see the words "Invincible."
Yeah.
He's
It's-
but you saw the last episode. He killed thousands. You
Listen.
saw the news ad. Thousands of people that time. They said that's like one of the highest death rates they've seen.
For
Uncountable.
for anyone who's on the wall about this show and just checked in to watch a spoiler review on it, watch it. Like, we didn't even scratch the surface of what they show and the character interactions. It's besides the grittiness of it and the cool action scenes, it has a lot of character growth.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the way characters interact with one another. It really captures the spirit of a young, promising hero trying to navigate, the life of a teenager and becoming a superhero, with a lot of dark overtones and discovery that, not everything is as it seems. Watch it. Do yourself this favor and just watch it.
Go.
Now,
Watch it.
like, why are you still listening to us for?
Stop.
Unless you want to like and
All
subscribe
right,
and all
we
that
got
stuff.
the whole season you can watch.
Yeah.
It's over.
I actually like
are you still
watching
here?
seasons like that. Right? I actually like watching seasons like that. Binge.
Just go ahead and watch. And